Ladies and gentlemen, the following championship bout is scheduled for 4 rounds.
Two heavyweights toe-to-toe, with nowhere to go but right through each other. In this corner, Washington.
Michael Penix Jr. and his squadron of playmakers have been a nightmare for defenses.
Undefeated and undaunted, hunting for a playoff position.
My goodness!
Their opponent, Oregon.
What an effort by Bo Nix.
A rival, hungry for their own playoff bid and revenge.
And the Huskies survive!
Under the lights of Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world. This is the main event.
There's so much at stake here.
The Ducks.
We firing on all cylinders today.
The Huskies.
Show what Husky football's all about.
For the final Pac-12 championship belt.
You're about to get in the center of the ring. This rivalry will continue into the Big Ten next year and beyond. This is meeting number 115 to send the Pac-12 out in style. It has never been bigger. Holly Rowe with Kalen DeBoer.
Well, Coach DeBoer, given all that's on the line for this game tonight, what were the final moments with you and your team like in that locker room?
Yeah, just remembering everything we've done to get to this point and what our goal is, and that's to win a championship.
You guys have had to win games late the last couple of weeks. What's important to setting the tone early tonight?
Yeah, we do usually a pretty good job of getting off to a fast start, and so that's always important, especially against these guys. And in the end, it's about how you finish too. And so, we're confident in that.
Michael Penix has been, some of his numbers look down lately, but what is still special about him that you can count on tonight? Yeah,
I mean, he's a baller when it matters most, and he'll make that throw. He's going to go out there and attack, all game long.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
DeBoer says his team plays its best when the lights are brightest. They are that way tonight. They are battle-tested. 6 conference wins, Kirk, by 1 score or less. Oregon has been blasting people since they lost to the Huskies.
And I think the reason that's important, if this game is a close game, we expect a potential shootout, much like we saw in the first matchup. You get into that fourth quarter, and you're Washington. You've been there. You look each other in the eye, and you know you can find a way. Oregon hasn't had that opportunity. They haven't been tested that much, except that big game, of course, where they came up a bit short against the Huskies.
Huskies beat Oregon by 3 also last year in Autzen. Oregon won the toss. Lanning defers. Penix and this high-powered Husky offense get the football first. And Cam Lewis, who played a significant role in the first meeting, just missing a potential game-tying field goal wide right. Daniel Ngata, deep for the Huskies. Here we go, the final chapter in the history of the Pac-12, and the stakes couldn't be higher. We've been here for a few, Kirk. It's safe to say this Pac-12 championship game has never felt like this before.
No, even in the warm-ups, you could just feel a buzz in the air. It feels like a semifinal game.
Michael Penix was hit hard by Oregon in that game. He played through it. He played well to the end. Can Oregon get pressure on him? When he's not pressured, the numbers are frightening. And as you said, all of his key receiving weapons are back and healthy tonight.
Yep. One-on-one opportunities. Keep in mind, they had 8 contested throws downfield against this Oregon defense, and they hit 7 of them. Oregon's got to play better holding up against those throws.
Penix play action. Sidearm pitch is incomplete. Intended for Jalen McMillan. Brandon Dorlus made some pressure off the edge. Here are the impact players tonight.
Yeah, we keep talking about it. Roma Dunze, of course, strong, physical, downfield. McMillan is healthier. Got to get him the ball. They tried there in the slot. Brandon Dorlus leads that defensive front. They got to get pressure. And on the back end, number 5, the Bama transfer, Khyree Jackson. Great length and finally healthy. He'll be matched up against Dunze a lot tonight the way he is right now.
2nd and 10, it's Dillon Johnson. Muscling forward for about 9. The Husky offensive line hoping to spring him. He was impressive and important in the first meeting.
Yeah, very undervalued, maybe overlooked aspect of Washington. So much attention on the quarterbacks and the receivers. This group, there's continuity. They're healthy. They play, I think, with a certain level, a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. And this offense runs the ball a lot better than people really recognize. And I think it's a big aspect tonight of their attack.
Johnson And Germie Bernard in the backfield. And the carry off the left side is just enough to move the 6 before Dante Manning got him down.
Well, this is, again, I love how you said that to remind people on a national level. This is a bitter rivalry. So you get in these short yardage situations. You're going to see some big hits. That time Manning, the corner, asked to come up and run support, just allows Washington to be able to pick up that first down. After a first down, don't be surprised. They get man coverage. They get somebody isolated. They'll take a shot downfield.
Penix has plenty of time scanning downfield, still searching. They're running out of time, checks it down, and the catch is made.
Well, that is a great job of keeping this play alive. He looks to the right to different receivers. He has Polk there. He comes off of it. Great coverage, almost a coverage sack. But a good job of checking it down there to Johnson out of the backfield to take a negative and turn it into a positive.
Yeah, you give Penix that much time, Kirk. You got problems covering this group. Johnson, heavy traffic along the boundary, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Mace Funa, among others. Penix to the perimeter. Catch made by McMillan, who gets around the corner and scoots for a first down inside the next 45. Good for the Huskies to have their top slot receiver back.
Yeah, McMillan has a cushion right here, so he's just going to get the ball out immediately. That's just pre-snap recognition. He's got a couple blockers out in front of him, and I really believe this is the aspect of the offense that they've missed. They've done a good job of surviving, but McMillan's a difference maker. They haven't had him since really at Michigan State week 2, 100% healthy. You can see he's got a different step tonight.
Pitch to the far side. This is Ramo Dunze, one of the elite receivers, one of the top guys on Mel Kiper's draft board. Picks up 6.
What are you seeing right now? They're attacking the perimeter with these quick throws, trying to get the ball out there. They got blockers in front. That time it was a Dunze. Before that, they got the ball out to McMillan. We got an Oregon player down. Looks like a transfer from South Carolina, Jordan Birch.
Mateo Uyangalale, DJ's younger brother, is a true freshman who backs up Birch. It's an excellent group in front. They like this matchup against the Huskies offensive line. Now Washington doing well so far in the early stages.
Yeah, they are. And you know, between the run game and those quick throws outside, what they're doing is they're setting up and eventually going to take a shot where they pump outside those quick throws and they can slip that slot receiver downfield. Test the eyes of the safeties and the discipline of the safeties of the Oregon defense.
Tight end Jack Westover to the left of Penix in the backfield. And a throw. Miscommunication there. Almost intercepted. Khyree Jackson came across, but Dunze didn't expect the ball there.
Yeah, you're right. Watch the receivers. You said the miscommunication. They're blocking downfield. They have no idea that this ball is being thrown to them. Boy, did they catch a break. You know, in a game like this, it's the miscommunication, it's the air, and that's Michael Penix saying, hey, man, that one's on me.
Expect Khyree Jackson to make. He's got a couple picks on the year. He has long arms on the football. So it's 3rd and 5, and Washington again not clicking here. Will take a timeout. So Penix fully aware how good each of them has to be tonight because their counterpart is so good. You cannot afford too many empty possessions in a game like this.
No, and this is how Penix wanted to get this game started. Balanced attack, a lot of different formations, staying on schedule. They've had a 3rd and 1, a 3rd and 2, and now we get to this 3rd and 5 in plus territory.
Penix backpedals, delivers across to Dunze. It's a first down inside the 30. When in doubt, go to your best weapon. Picks up 12.
Yeah, and they brought pressure this time on his 3rd down. Bassett comes here, watch the recognition and the pickup. And then the feel by Penix. Nice job of picking it up. Penix moves, keeps his feet and his balance, and makes an accurate throw. Boy, when he gets his feet settled, he is going to put it right on the face mask of these receivers.
You're right, though. Johnson, a terrific job picking up the blitz. He's been a tough, resilient guy all season long. A complete back. He's got the football this time. We talked to him throughout the season. Acupuncture, massage. He's had knee cartilage issues. He just plays through it all.
Yeah, he had the foot.
Johnson again bangs forward. It's a first down at the 15. Evan Williams still wearing that heavily bandaged club in his right hand made the stop.
Well, he looks healthy to me. He didn't look like this in the Apple Cup. Watch the center right here. Look at that block. Brailsford, nice job. The right guard, Muilo. And that play opened up a hard hitter. A lot of times you'll see more patience from Dillon Johnson. Let the blocks establish themselves. That time, just a quick dive, and that hole opened up in a hurry.
Want to be an umpire? Wearing a camera. That's pretty good view.
That was a good shot.
That field is empty. Four-man rush. Penix will be swallowed up by the pressure. Did his knee go down? I thought so, but he stayed alive apparently and scrambles for a few.
I'm sure, let's see the different angles that we'll have. Heck of a job by Penix to try to keep this alive. There's the right knee. Oh, it's so close. And this is the knee right here. This is the look you're going to want to see. Yeah, he touched. It's going to come back to right around the 22-yard line. Dan Lanning, of course, is fired up on the sideline.
Mike McCabe, the referee, the same man who was in charge of the crew for meeting one in Seattle, but these are different officials throughout the crew from that first one. It's an all-star team for the Pac-12. Brian Brown is in the replay booth.
Yeah, it's right around the 22, 23-yard line. So instead of being second and
After review, it was confirmed that the runner was down at the 22-yard line. Second down.
So that'll go as a sack. A rarity for Penix this season.
Yeah, they're bringing up some different pressure. Pretty obvious. I think we all saw it immediately. Good job of the officials getting it right.
Johnson's got the football on second and long, and he stumbles as he tries to get to the edge. Picks up just a yard, and now third and very long.
Down here, and they got a safety over top to help.
Penix looking that direction. Now goes to the other side. Throws to the end zone. McMillan could not haul it in. A pinpoint throw. It was very close. Fourth down.
We talked about here's a safety to take away a doomsday. You're going to see another safety get back in this area to try to help on any shot downfield. There's Evan Williams dropping. He still is able to squeeze that in there, able to get that behind Traeshon Johnson. There's Odinze. That's the matchup we wanted to see with Khyree Jackson.
So Grady Gross just awarded a scholarship after a game-winning field goal to beat Wazoo in the Apple Cup, but he had missed his previous 3 kicks from 38 to put the Huskies up early here. No problem for Gross, the sophomore from Scottsdale. But a red team who said, probably going to see these two teams again. Clearly the class of the Pac-12 in its final year of existence. And now, Kirk, this is kind of one of those Vegas, Texas Hold'em games. You hang out in the high roller room.
Right.
Huskies and the Ducks are in. The Beavers were in the game for a while.
Yeah.
They had to fold.
Shut it down.
Oregon comes in as a solid favorite here. Washington calls, enjoying the underdog role tonight. You had the flop, River, the Heisman Trophy. That's in play very much for the winning quarterback tonight.
Way too fast for me.
You want to slow things down?
No. Blackjack guy.
So Jordan James will let this one bounce in the end zone. And here comes Bo Nix. Finally, half the first quarter is gone. Oregon's first possession, start number 60. It all began for him against the Ducks, of course, in late August of 2019. We were there to call that game. It's fun to be here for start 60.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. First one and the 60th one. And what a difference, the transformation these last couple years, and even another level this year with Will Stein, who's taken over. He's had 4 different offensive coordinators in his 5 years, and I tell you, I think this is the best fit, not just because of the numbers. It just looks like he's playing with a lot more freedom. He's more relaxed. And boy, is he making great decisions this year.
Incredible tear. 25 total touchdowns in the last 6 games. His first read was taken away, and he bounced it right off of the umpire. Coming across. Good shot.
He's trying to get out of the way. We appreciate it because he's got that camera on his left ear. But boy, that direct hit, there's a shot for you right there. Ba-boom! Big fella. Takes a hit.
I talked to him before the game. I said, anyone ever worn this before? I said, I don't know. Maybe you're making history tonight.
We appreciate it. I told him to get that, turn his head to the right so we can get that camera.
Second and 10 again, targeting Franklin, but not on the same page yet. And he's certainly one of the high-impact players tonight for Oregon.
Yeah, Franklin that time a little bit hesitant. He's one of our impact players. Bucky Irving, what an outstanding back, number 0. Thule and the inside. Their best run defender, 91's going off in his passing situation, and the best cover man wanted tonight. He had it Corvallis a few weeks ago. We were there. Can cover, loves to be on an island, loves to be challenged. Will transfer out of Oklahoma State.
Oregon elite on third down, one of the best in the country. They need 10 here. Nix gets it out again, looking for Franklin. It is broken up, reaching around was Thaddeus Dixon. A quick 3-and-out, 3 incompletions.
Well, with all these receivers, it's not just Jabbar Muhammad and Khryee Jackson. You got to have other corners that can step up there. Boy, he might have gotten away with a little pull there with the left arm, and you can see the length that he's able to actually get involved in knocking that ball loose. So a great play with the right arm. That left arm looked like he may have hooked the receiver and got away with it.
Ross James only had 22 punts this season, rarely used. Drives Germie Bernard back to the 20. Bernard reverses field. Has a couple blocks on the edge. The punter out there trying to get in his way, and he's kind of ushered out of bounds in Oregon territory. What a start for Washington.
You get a big return. You got to make the first couple guys miss, and there's a missed tackle. Now he shakes. Now he's got the wall, and he's got blockers in front of him. So that's a great effort here by Bernard, who was a former high school running back, and he shows that ability in space right here. Sets it up, and then the speed to get to the corner.
High school running back right here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like Goodunze, he's playing a homecoming game with a lot of friends and family looking on, and a 30-yard return sets up Penix right at midfield. This Oregon defense got to think, wait a second, we were just out here 10 seconds ago, because that's how much that Oregon drive took on the play clock. On the edge, Jalen Polk involved for the first time. Another one of those elite receivers. Picks up about 7.
You know, Kalen DeBoer does such a good job with what he's created with his Husky program in just a couple years. Hit the ground all year. Oregon, that's been a bit of an Achilles heel. We'll watch that all game.
Johnson makes a cut. Dillon Johnson rumbles into the secondary, bangs down to the 26. This Husky offense clicking right now.
Now they're pulling linemen out here and out here. You think this play is going to bounce, but this is the vision of 7. Foot in the ground, cut back. Good job on the backside blocks there. The center, Brailsford, makes a key block. Outstanding vision, and I'm telling you, this guy runs with serious power. He's explosive.
Bucks will have a serious problem if they can't stop Johnson. Better than this. 41 yards already on his 7 carries. Got 16 that time. That's the debate, as you mentioned. How heavy does the box have to be to stop number 7 from running? Blitz, ball out quickly. Polk, so elusive. This is one man, makes one man miss and then spins. Tackled by Steve Stevens, the 4th. He's near the marker, though.
This time it's the tight end Westover who comes down here. Watch the Oregon defense respond to the threat of attacks downfield. They're so concerned with how explosive Washington can be. Remember, first matchup, 7 of 8 contested balls brought in and caught by Washington. Oregon is determined not to give up those big plays. Penix seeing that, they're forcing him to be patient, and he's getting the ball out quick to these receivers, letting them do it after the catch so far.
Hard to figure out who you're going to double when you face this Husky team. So many weapons. 2nd and 1. Johnson off the right side, just running down here, looking very easy for the guys up front so far.
That time in his physical back, 6.
Newton. Excellent job flying up to make the play. That time, Justin Jacobs, the transfer from Iowa. So the second red zone possession, they stalled down here a few minutes ago. Washington would love to just take advantage of this early momentum, stretch it to 10.
Yeah, the way they played, you don't want to have to settle for another field goal. You know, our first time we had this game, Justin Jacobs, he missed the first 6 games. He was not in that matchup. He's been coming around. He had a toe injury early, and you can see how quick he's able to diagnose and get downhill. That was a good play that time against the run.
Receivers are bunched, and now Odunze comes in motion across to the right. Penix looking that direction, fires to the pylon, and a flag comes out. Odunze was covered.
To the jersey. The back shoulder fade, Oregon has been drilled on all week.
Defense number 8. half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
See that as he was trying to get to the top of the route to work his way back, and again, Penix, I think, throws that back shoulder fade better than anybody in the country. Oregon trying to defend that, be aware of it, but that time just got two handsy there. Right here, Chris. Really good look at it. Grabs a hold of that jersey.
Wanted it. Play clock at 8. Johnson on the edge, racing and muscling his way. Touchdown, Washington. The underdogs, pun intended. Looking great so far.
Odunze is out here. He's manned up. He's going to come here and then just try to pin this to open it up. And watch this. There's nobody on the edge of this defense. Once Odunze makes that block on the safety, nobody there on the edge. He just walks to the end zone. So they do punch it in this time in the red zone.
This has got to be shocking to Dan Lanning and Tosh Shipway. They really felt like their guys would have a physical edge against Washington. The Huskies have run 20 plays, scored 10 points.
For their ability to throw the football, but these first couple drives, man, it's been about the running game to set up opportunities in the pass game.
3 hours from now, they continue their residency. Well, this is Khyree Jackson, one of the guys who's played in more big championship games from his days at Bama than the other guys, and trying to get his DBs to, he said, settle down.
Yeah, I mean, these first two drives at 10 minutes and 49 seconds. I mean, they controlled the clock up to this point, running and throwing. Look on, they're fired up. There's Patrick there on the right, blocking out all the noise, which he's had to do the last 2 years. But they trailed 29-18 in the first meeting in the third quarter with about 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. So they had to fight back to get into that game and have a chance to win it.
Well, yeah, plenty of time to settle in, but extra attention now on this early series for the Ducks. Can they get Bucky Irving going? Can they get their typical offensive balance? Irving's got it, and he's met right in the hole by Tuputala. Veterans who drives the defense.
With Oregon, a lot of times that's a sign for running the football.
Instead, they throw it to Irving out of the backfield. 3 blockers on the edge do their job. A solid game before Elijah Jackson gets him out.
Yeah, and
third down.
Chris,
third down. Nix on the move, has to pump fake and retreat. And throw it away. So they tried to throw.
Jabbar Muhammad off to the right. He sinks. And then he takes away that quick throw that he wanted. Nothing he could do. Outstanding job of disguising by Muhammad to take that throw away. You could see that he was just about to release it when Muhammad came off the receiver going downfield and took the underneath throw.
Powell knocked him down. First down, but needs to boot it away. Germie Bernard waves for a fair catch and makes it at the 22. This Husky defense.
Not necessarily just because, you know, typically they get the matchup that they want. They go in motion here. This is the great play that stood out to me. Muhammad communicating. Looks like he's going to stay right in this area, but instead he comes off. He's able to take that away, that little throw that he wanted out in the flat. And I think the coverage really surprised him. They showed man. They went to zone after the snap, and Bo Nix surprised. That's 6 plays. That's it.
Huskies back to work. Hand off around the right side. Germie Bernard. All that defensive brain power over the Oregon sideline. Let's see what adjustments, what they can do. They've been looking a little bit confused here.
Just sitting up here. 1 loss to Washington. They heard all week about how great Oregon is. Right now you got the team in purple playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder.
Downfield for Polk. It's over his hands. Almost unprecedented, Kirk, to have a team undefeated running the gauntlet in the Pac-12 in a deep year, almost a double-digit underdog. As you said, over a team that they did beat in a tight game, but it's very, very unusual in the history of the sport.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think Kalen DeBoer, it's not like he has his head in the sand. You know, this day and age, of course, coaches always looking for a little bit extra to get 18 to 22-year-olds fired up. Don't think he hadn't brought to their attention that people don't respect them. They're an underdog. They were an underdog activity and use it as motivation.
Penix on the move on third down, throws it far side, catch is made. Now, where will they spot him? Odunze caught the football, and it looks like forward progress will move the sticks.
Caught it right at the sticks. Well, that's a great look at it right there. I mean, that's right on the line. Bill, what do you think of that?
Hey, that's an excellent job by the officials to get that spot because he got hit and knocked back. It is a first down. Good call.
Johnson, the nickelback, made a nice play. They knew exactly where he was.
Offense. Not all 11 players were set. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Nobody shifts and moves.
Dictating things by being positive on first and second down.
On first and 15. Slant. Odunze takes a big shot. Met immediately after he caught the ball by Johnson. Short gain.
They move him around, but you can see he is a tough dude. Local guy out of Bishop Gorman, a national powerhouse high school football program. As you said, these guys that are coming back home are fired up. He and Bernard.
One of 3 Biletnikoff finalists to the top receiver in the country. 800-yard games for Odunze. 2nd and 9, final minute of the quarter. They bring late pressure. Penix gets it out, and it's Giles Jackson who is taking it 117-9, and the lead is 10. Back for quarter 2. Surprising to most. Ducks 2-3 and outs, 6 plays in the quarter. Huskies 8 first downs. Beautiful balance, running and passing.
This offense a real good chance to convert on those 4 or 5. Oregon showing that pressure.
They back out and rush 4. Penix hesitates and launched downfield over the head of Jalen McMillan, who had a step on Evan Williams, the safe down.
Boys had a matchup that they want every time against Evan Williams, who's a hard hitter. He's matched up right here, but look at that space to work. 3rd down and short. Okay, I'm going to go out right here for a first down. Nope, I'm going for a touchdown. Had him beat. Williams was expecting that out. He wanted him. He thought he grabbed him on that out cut. And then when he turned upfield.
Should be 17-0 right now with the PAT coming. Evan Williams, the top tackler on this Ducks defense, but not a guy you want left alone with McMillan out there. Tez Johnson backpedals only once. The Ducks held scoreless in the first quarter. Stanford played keep away. Knicks had very few opportunities, but it was only 3-0 after the quarter. And they, of course, turned it around and hammered the Cardinal. Different deal tonight against this team. Irving stopped after a 3-yard gain. Carson Bruner has been a tackling machine lately. Got a machine.
Bo Nix has been on a roller coaster throughout his college football career, but it was just this year he decided to seek out a sports psychologist at Oregon. Dr. McCullough has worked with both Justin Herbert, Marcus Mariota, guys who've been in this position before, and he said he worked this week on just being present in the moment, not putting too much on it, having his mindset be calm. And even though it hasn't gone well here early, he's been super calm and composed on the sideline.
Nix complete underneath the Tez Johnson, who spins free. Johnson very elusive, very dangerous with the football, and that's their first down. He picks up 17 yards.
He's got great body control and does a good job showing what he can do after a catch. Looks left, comes back right, makes a nice throw. This is what's special right there. Young man who transferred over from Troy.
Johnson again slips a tackle. He got through the grasp there and is knocked out by Trice.
Yeah, if he goes for close to 60 yards tonight through the air, he'll go over 1,000 yards on the season. You know, 11, Troy Franklin gets most of the attention. He's had a monster year for Bo Nix, but Tez Johnson doing a good job and a couple throws. They're able to dig themselves out of that hole where they were back at their own 10.
Johnson was a weapon in the first meeting with 7 catches against UW. 2-back look. Jordan James joining Irving here on 2nd and 3. Nix has the keys to the offense. Does a lot of checking. Telling his running backs what to do. He had said, "You run right, James." We'll hand it up for Irving up the middle. First down.
The edge of the defense, especially 8, Trice. He sees that action. You got to be careful. Is Bo Nix going to keep it? Is he going to run option? Is he going to maybe potentially pitch that outside? So by holding that edge, you get a nice crease there into the middle.
Irving is a excellent receiver, one of the best in the sport as a running back, was far right. They fake it to him. There's a design run for Nix, who hammers forward. A solid gain, about 5.
You know, he's done so well throwing the football, you forget that he is a threat running the ball, and he runs hard. And you're going back to his Auburn days coming out of high school. He was one of the top dual threat quarterbacks, and it's a nice little part of their offense to make you have to respect the threat of him holding that ball and keeping it off those reads.
Carson Bruner out of the game for the Huskies on a 2nd and 5 play. Nix is pressured, gets it out quickly. Catch is made over the middle by Terrance Ferguson, the tight end, who's been limited with a foot injury this week, playing through some pain.
Yeah, Chris, you picked that up. Cornelius, for some reason, instead of picking up this pressure outside, he starts to, and then he goes inside, and the best pass rusher on the Huskies defense says, all right, I'll take that free release. Just a little mix up there, but a great job by Bo Nix of getting that ball out of his hands quick. I think he sensed that pressure and felt it.
Beginning to get this offense going now. On 1st down, throwing again. Catch made by Franklin, and he skips free. Husky DB's not doing a great job of tackling so far. A lot of yards after the catch here in this drive. Yeah, with that soft corner, it's a cushion, and Bo Nix sees he's got an RPO here. They do it a bunch with Will Stein. They can run this football. The offensive line, they're coming off. They're 7-8 yards downfield, blowing people off the line. But Puddles will be happy that Bo Nix made a good decision to get the ball out quick and gets the 1st down. 4 for 4 on this drive for Nix. He processes as well as any quarterback, and it's why he's one of the Heisman front runners. He's like an NFL quarterback with his ability and the football junkie that he is. 2 tight ends in the game. He's looking for one of them on the far side. Casey Kelly shoved out. It's another 1st down. Ducks are clicking now. Patella got him out, but they're inside the 25. Well, I think the defense gets caught up thinking about this H-back right here. Herbert, watch how he holds the defense. They're concerned about this, and it frees out the edge. Nobody's out on the edge. Nobody picks up the big fella, Casey Kelly. Well-designed play of hiding him on the front side. They were caught up on the backside with Herbert. Only the 5th catch of the season for Kelly. You can understand why he didn't draw huge attention there. Irving fix his way. James spells him. Nix pitches on the edge there to Johnson, and that time no yards after the catch. Nice play by Cameron Fabiculana. They've missed these safeties, haven't they? Watch how quickly he responds. Sees that motion. He knows right away, okay, they're going to throw it. No chance to make that block because of that quick reaction. We try to get Terrance Ferguson out there to make a good block. That's a tight end. That's a favorable matchup. But how quickly he diagnosed and fired through that, took that play away immediately. And that play by Fabiculana sets up a 3rd and long. They need 9. Play clock winding down. Nix has protection over the middle, incomplete. Try to get it into Franklin, and Fabiculana made the play. There's a flag down, not where the receiver and DB came together. It's on the far side.
Offside, defense number 8. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Braylon Trice lines up offside.
Well, I usually think a guy's hand is offsides, but his helmet is just hanging out. Look at this, just hanging out across the line there. With these safeties, different look with 20 and 13 back there with the communication and the reaction time.
Slant, incomplete. Again, very well defended by Jabbar Muhammad, who drives that box and says thumbs down. This area is closed tonight. He believes in his abilities.
He does. Franklin's down, and I think you get a good pass rush here. But Bo Nix has a great throwing lane and puts it where it needs to be to Franklin, who's his top receiver. But I'll tell you what, man, Muhammad, tight coverage.
You see, by the way, Braylon Trice just knock Connerly, the tackle, off his feet. This is a concern. The left shoulder for the Ducks' best receiver being looked at. 4th and 4 when you come back. Holly reporting the athletic training staff for Oregon looking at the strength and the mobility of the left shoulder of the guy who had a monster season. Program records this year for yards and touchdowns. Look at the great play by Muhammad.
I tell you, Muhammad, again, the great game that we had a couple weeks ago. Look at that right hand get in there on a 3rd down play to get that ball out. 13 starts at Oklahoma State last year. He's the most tested corner in the Power 5. He keeps saying, bring it. I love those opportunities to make plays.
Here's Cam Lewis in his 5th year. His first college football game was against Bo Nix in 19 when Nix played for Auburn. Hasn't been rock solid this season or the second half of the season, but from 35, Lewis knocks it right through, and the Ducks are on the... Nix was able to get going in that drive, Kurt. Had 6 completions. The running game isn't clicking yet, but the Ducks able to get on the board, and now let's see what their defense can do against Penix. Against Polk motions. Penix looks downfield and finds Odunze. So tough to cover him. He beat Johnson, the nickelback.
Yeah, what a matchup against Johnson in the slot. They moved him outside. Now they get him inside. That's the matchup that they wanted. Doesn't get a hand on him. Doesn't slow him down. And you allow Penix to be able to throw in rhythm. Nobody close to him. They're going to hit that 10 out of 10 times. Big gain to get this drive started.
Penix took a look at Odunze. He was covered. Now checks it down to Westover, who picks up about 4 before Jacobs knocks him down.
Holding continues to be the line of scrimmage, not just the run game. Michael Penix, when he has this kind of time, any quarterback's going to pick you apart, but especially the lefty with his accuracy. You let him work through his progressions, 1 to 2 to 3, and he's got nobody in his face. Someone's going to get the ball in their hands.
Ducks blitzed him more than any team had up to that point. Other teams began to copy that, but Penix was hit hard by Oregon in that game in October. He kept holding his chest. After that, took a shot to the midsection. Here comes late pressure right up the middle. Penix backpedals and chucks it for McMillan, who gathers it in and is knocked out inside the 5. A bullseye from the quarterback. Huskies on the doorstep.
And this is what happens when you show the mug look, the linebackers, and then bring the safety. Watch my man Dillon Johnson pick this up. Now it's one-on-one if you're able to pick it up. He sits in there and does. Penix has just enough time. And there's our guy, Jalen McMillan. Been out of the lineup most of the year. You can see by the way he's running these routes. Doesn't have that big offensive lineman brace on. Back to running like himself. And there he's number 9, feeling good.
Dillon Johnson set to take a direct snap. 1st and goal from the 4. Pop pass to Bernard around the end. And Germie Bernard. And the Huskies respond to the Ducks field goal with a quick touchdown strike. Wow.
Watch these tight ends right here, all 3 of them, and watch how they pave the way. Great job of setting the edge, and in 37, Westover is lined up. He's a tight end. He's lined up as a fullback. Bang! That block makes it easy. You'd think he's going to keep it, but instead, he gives it to Bernard, that high school running back, and he shows you what he can do with a football in his hands.
Bernard saying, it feels extra sweet back in my hometown. How surprised are you, by the way?
Very surprised. Yeah. Very, because you know about Penix, right? You know what he can do.
Offense.
You know what the receivers can do.
5-yard penalty.
But the offensive line has been an incredible success for Washington.
And their protection hasn't been as sharp, and I'm sure there have been some conversations. You know, Scott Huff's the offensive line coach. The quarterback wasn't exactly thrown to the ground a lot, but he was pressured and hurried more in recent weeks.
But I'm just talking overall, the battle up front. Man, Purple dominating so far. Long way to go.
There's a long way to go, but this is the biggest deficit the Ducks have faced this season. Down 14, they've been crushing people.
How great is it to see McMillan back to pick up the blitz there by Dillon Johnson. Then he gives the direct snap to Johnson. Instead of keep it, gives it to Bernard. Great blocks on that left side. He takes it in. The Huskies are off to a great start.
We're big fans of Dillon Johnson just because of the way he approaches the game. And leaving Mississippi State where he was productive. He's got a son, picked out this offense to showcase his skills for his future. He got his first career touchdown pass, that little pop pass to Bernard.
Yeah, well, if you're an Oregon fan, you're still battling what happened on this last drive. Remember, they started at their own 10. The difference in finally getting this offense going, the ball was getting out. This has been a real strength of Bo Nix's all year. Able to process, able to diagnose, and with he and Will Stein together, they've been a handful for most defenses they have faced. And keep in mind, they are one of these offenses, just when you think, oh boy, Washington's got it figured out, I'm telling you, in the blink of an eye, they can find somehow to light that fuse and they can get it going. Will this be that drive?
Nix to Irving, a low throw, nice catch, just above his shoe tops, but the timing of the play wasn't great. Raylan Goforth got there, and he loses out there. Goforth stepping in there. I still don't see Carson Bruner, an excellent linebacker. They've been looking at his shoulder on the Washington sideline. Not out there again for this series. Boom! Right into the backside of a blocker. Irving nowhere to go. A very clogged.
Yeah, like you said there, 99 does a good job of pushing right back into the backfield. We're talking a lot about Washington's offensive line winning the line of scrimmage. The Ducks' offensive line struggling to get any push at all.
Bruner back in the game now at the middle linebacker position for this 3rd and 9. Husky crowd roaring.
Have not converted a 3rd down tonight.
Nix underneath. Ferguson knocked down by Fabiculanen. Well short, and they still haven't converted on 3rd down.
Now they're showing pressure at the snap, and then they drop here, and here's the safety, Fabiculanen, who makes this play. Drops down. I'm telling you, Chris, there's such a difference with recognition, disguise, communication with Fabiculanen and Asa Turner back in this lineup, 20 and 13. Seeing it very quick, taking away those underneath throws. No yards after the catch.
As healthy as they've been all season at the right time. Denzel Boston back to receive the punt, and Ross James just got it away. It's a good boot. Drives him back to the 16-yard. To the 4:37 before halftime. Penix and the Huskies trying to add to this 2-touchdown lead. From the pocket, looking for Odunze. 2 guys were on him that time. Couldn't stop him. Out near midfield.
He works from the left on a deep crossover. He's here, works all the way across. They have a linebacker that helps out here, Jeffrey Bassett, who's a former safety. So you're right, it's kind of essentially a bracket. But with his speed, the acceleration gets downfield, and Penix again has time. Those two are lethal combination.
Johnson cuts it back and gets about 3. Who on this Oregon defense can make a play at this point?
Yeah, well, when your quarterback has time and he has that kind of accuracy, he's running away from Dante Manning, gets helped by the linebacker, but it doesn't matter. I mean, again, look at the accuracy. They're winning the line of scrimmage. They're spreading the ball around. Odunze has 84. McMillan has 57. Johnson has 52 running the football. I mean, it's not one guy tonight.
Here comes a reverse. Flea flicker, and Penix back to Odunze, who gave it to Polk, who gave it to Penix, who gets it back to the receiver, who's got a 1st down inside the 40.
I go right back to our Zoom with you and Holly and I, with Ryan Grubb, and I think it was Holly might have brought up maybe some trick plays, and he just kind of smiled, and he said, yeah, you're going to see a few things, and here's one of the things he's talking about, the convoy in front of him. All of that, and they get enough for the 1st down. Ryan Grubb is dialing up right now.
Steve Stevens fought through all those Husky blockers to make the tackle. That looked like it could have been a bigger.
Yeah, he saved the touchdown.
Penix whips it down to McMillan again. Eludes a tackle, gets a block, and is tripped up, but not before he's down to the 21. Penix is pressure that time, lofts it to Will Nixon. Knocked down hard. Nixon has some space, but ball couldn't quite get there.
They are a corner pressure team. When you get on the hash, you better be ready for the potential threat. And it's Khyree Jackson. They actually bring pressure from both sides off the edge. You see right there, it's CB Johnson, but also 5 bringing it from the boundary, but somehow Penix gets it out. Somehow, some way, he felt that to get it out.
Inside of 2 minutes. This time it's Nixon on the pitch. And he's knocked down by Johnson. Lanning took a timeout that time, trying to force a field goal attempt and preserve time for his offense before halftime. Quick pitch. That time Polk is wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yardage. It's 4th down and becomes a field goal attempt.
A big time play by CB Johnson. They went empty. They put Dillon Johnson all the way to the top out at the right, got him matched up against Khyree Jackson. But I think they expected that quick throw. They had 5 linemen, and to be able to protect Michael Penix, that ball had to get out quickly, so smart play of anticipating the quick throw there by Johnson.
37-yard attempt here, and he's 2 for 2 from 38 and 37. Going to be a touchback. Nix will begin from the 20.
Franklin, remember that shoulder hurt him? He has had a quiet first half. Their top receiver only 1 catch for 11 yards.
Muhammad checking him on the left side. Nix is looking to the right. Across the middle, and the catch is made by Tez Johnson. Johnson eludes a man. And this drive off to a great start. He's knocked down about the 36. Thought there might be a flag. Hampton hit him in the paint.
Watch how Bo Nix throws the ball back to the inside to bring his receiver back, where now he can make a play after the catch. Outstanding location on that football by Bo Nix.
39-yard gain. Villamonte says good no call. No call. Nix steps up and off his back foot just heaves into open space.
Yeah, we got to go fast because they're in tempo, but I loved how he brought him back away from the defender and a chance to be able to catch that football while he's moving and going away from the defense. Allowed him to get some big yards after the catch there.
Johnson, you mentioned, he's a very productive receiver himself. And he's going to be, he's over 1,000 yards now, but he's had to step up because he pointed out Franklin has not been a weapon yet. Just 1 catch, 11 yards. Play clock at 3. Off the play fake. Again, finding Franklin just for the 2nd time. It's a first down inside the 25.
Good job with that motion. With that motion, a corner had to respect that out to the flat. It made a nice, easy throwing lane, and Nix gets the ball out fast. Plenty of time here with the way they operate offensively, still with a 1 timeout and 1:05 to go.
With a quick throw, and it's off the hands of Irvin.
Had him one-on-one against Goforth, the linebacker. They pull it him out split, like you said, his almost wide receiver skills. Very fortunate, that ball, anytime that ball goes up in the air, you worry that a defender sees that deflection and dive to make an interception, but the ball hits the ground, gives the Ducks another opportunity.
Play clock again down at 2. Nix. Looping throw, and that was Franklin and Muhammad, that matchup. Now a flag comes in, came in very late. Didn't see it initially. Muhammad says it was uncatchable, but it is a pass interference signal against Washington.
Franklin could not get around Muhammad. He was pretty proud of himself. He thought he played good in coverage.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Bill, the slant and go on that second move, they engaged, but Muhammad has his eyes in the backfield. What'd you see there?
I don't see anything that caused an advantage, disadvantage. I would have preferred a no call on that play.
Okay, and in his position where he was, he's looking at the quarterback. That's why I thought typically they'd let that one go.
That's a big call.
Yep.
Going to be 4th down. Now the Huskies are backed up. 1st and goal for Oregon. Nix has kept it. Makes a cut and dives down, takes a hit. Elijah Jackson at the 1-yard line. They still have that 1 timeout. Not using
down, and it took Bo Nix. Bo Nix accelerated around him.
Irving again, nothing doing, heavy traffic, and he may have to spend the final
Here we go again. Here we go again. Remember game 1, end of the first half? This is a good job with that speed. He's trying to get it to the end zone. Boy, he runs hard. Remember, into the first half, they ended up not being able to put it into the end zone.
And they did not take the timeout, so the clock ticking with 14 seconds. Knicks looking to throw it in the end zone. Lost it for Ferguson. One-handed touchdown catch. What a play by the tight end. He's playing hurt tonight. Nick's parents saying, checking that replay, yes, it counts. That 75-yard, 7-play drive, exactly what the Ducks needed. Certainly aided by a controversial pass interference that would have resulted in a field goal attempt that had not been called.
Well, they show run out of this look, and Ferguson lined up here. He's going to show block, and then he's going to slip out. Typically, if it's played right defensively, the safety, Hampton, is able to stay with that. They show, it looks like quarterback run. He does a nice job of selling it, but a better job by Ferguson 3 of showing block and then slipping into that corner and gets the toe tap and secures the football. Bo Nix sells it. Safety Hampton bites on it, and they get that touchdown. And I go back to the end of that Washington possession when they utilize the timeouts to conserve the time, to give Nix just enough time to get a touchdown on the board. And to keep reminding people, Oregon does get the ball now to start the second half. So worked out to perfection for the Ducks.
Slow start for Nix. Since then, 11-14. Remember how effective he was as the game wore on. You know, for most of the second half, he had one incompletion against the Huskies in that first minute. He was 14 of his first 15 after halftime. I do want to correct it. That pass interference by the way was on the second and 10. Would have been 3rd and 10. Yeah. Not 4th down, but it certainly changed a lot about that drive. Yeah. Penix takes the knee to end first half, dominated by Washington, but punctuated by a touchdown drive for the Ducks. And the margin is 10 at the break. Let's hear from Kalen DeBoer with Holly.
Well, Coach, what do you see on the line of scrimmage right now from your team?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the way we're playing both sides, offensive line and defensive line, controlling the run game on our end, and also forcing the men to 3rd and longs on theirs.
Jabbar Muhammad's been so good for you all year, but a crucial interference call there. What did you say to him when you brought him over the sideline?
Yeah, I mean, when the ball is that far out of bounds, and you know it, he's off, but looks pretty uncatchable to me.
What do you have to do here in the second half?
Just stay the course, keep playing, and our guys will do that. We've been in this many times, so we know what it takes.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
2010 for the underdogs here in Vegas.
It's all right in front of you. Preparing your whole life for this moment.
Welcome to the Pac-12 championship game. Johnson on the edge, racing, touchdown.
Washington playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder.
One-handed touchdown catch.
Oregon does get the ball and start the second half.
And the final Pac-12 game ever is the first top 5 collision in this conference in 47 years.
Yeah, if you go back to that first half, the way it started, a couple 3 and outs, the game got away from right away with the way Michael Penix was executing. So they haven't been able to really run their offense. They've been able to run the football.
Not at all.
I think you'll go back to Will Stein, the play caller, being who they are, which is running the football and the play action and doing what they do with Bo Nix. But that first half, it was really all about Bo Nix and the receivers.
I think when they saw Washington moving the ball effectively and scoring points, all of a sudden, wait a second, we better try to match this. And they did get away from the run game.
Yeah, only had 8 runs. Think about that. 8 runs in the entire first half.
It's not duck football. You're all staying good hands play. This is the quickest rewind ever, I think.
Yeah, it's the first time we've had to do this. We don't have any high school games, any footage we can pull out from the state championship. So it's that last drive that got Oregon back into this football game. Was not looking good. They're able to force Washington to kick a field goal, saved it some time for Bo Nix to lead him down. Gets a touchdown, gets it to 20-10, and now Nix and the Ducks are back out there trying to cut into this lead some more.
Zero panic in Nix, as you'd expect. He knows what the job is. avoid the mistakes, get the ball to the playmakers, and get the running game going. And there is Jordan James off the left side. That's their best run tonight. They pick up 17.
And there you go. I mean, that's what we expect to see. And I think if they're going to get back into this game, you're going to see that. Remember, they lost the line of scrimmage on both sides, and now they're coming out with tempo here.
Off the play fake, looking downfield, it's Franklin and Johnson pretty bunched together, along with 3 Husky defenders. Noisiest Pac-12 championship game ever. Husky fans trying to make it tough on Nix at this moment. Slant. Franklin hit immediately after the catch by Asics. Washington's attack. A lot of pre-snap shifting by the Ducks. Nix backpedals, launches downfield, and trying to fight back to the football is Tez Johnson. Ducks fans hoping for another PI. Didn't get the call on Jackson.
I think he predetermined where to go with the football, because if he would have given this a chance right there, if he throws that ball, it's a first down. And I think he was so locked in on trying to take that shot that it backfires.
Oh, he's going all in here. A 4th down play. 0 for 3 in that first meeting. This one, Ducks end of the field. They need a full 5 yards to avoid giving Penix great field position. 4-man rush, ball out, caught by Franklin, who runs a great route and gets just enough for the first down in front of Dixon.
Well, they motion out Bucky Irving. They just want to create a one-on-one opportunity. That motion right there will take the defender with him. And then you get a chance to just match it up one-on-one. Can your best beat their best? And he does. What a gutsy call by Dan Lanning.
Ball deflected at the line and incomplete.
It's been a problem all year for a lot of teams in the Pac-12. Doesn't have necessarily a ton of sacks, but boy, he is as fun as any edge player to watch in the country. 6'4", 275 out of Phoenix. Has power, kind of the alpha of this defense.
He's got it. And he's hammered after about 1.5 yards. That was Big Ale who got in there. It's 3rd and long now.
Those linebackers collapse so quick. You know, what Oregon's trying to do on these double teams, they want to establish it up front, secure the double team, and then climb with one of those linemen up to the backers. The problem is these linebackers aren't hesitating. They aren't reading. They're attacking downhill, so it makes it very tough on that double team to get off and then to climb.
Fresh troops, a wave of 6 new Huskies came out here to defend on this 3rd and 9. Nix against the 4-man rush. Beautiful throw downfield. It's Jordan James in stride. And the Ducks in the red zone.
Wow, is this a great play here? Watch him show this look. He goes out, and then you'll see him go up. Completely catches this linebacker, isolated one-on-one. And the linebacker is Carson Bruner. Very good player in space, but that's a heck of a route.
30-yard gain. Now James has it again, spinning and moving the ball down inside the 10. Oregon building a momentum from the end of the first half.
You know, Bucky Irving gets a lot of credit, and he should. But like most good backfields that like to run the football, this combination of Bucky Irving and Jordan James is a lethal combo. And they're different styles. Irving is, you know, he's about 190, 195 pounds. Jordan James much bigger.
You're a fan of his. You watched him play in Nashville.
I watched him play since he was a freshman in high school, and very talented player.
Nix keeps it, and a low throw. That time Johnson was working in the slant. I think Nix saw his guy was covered.
You know, he gets so excited to be able to make a play because he can get on the edge. He's trying to get the ball right out here, trying to bait the defense, and he did. He just has to wait. It's almost like he was off balance, and he just couldn't quite get enough on it. He would have just given himself one more breath. He would have been able to make that throw and just put a little air under it, lob it out there, and it's a touchdown.
Another 3rd down. They need 2. Empty backfield. Irving stacked off to the left behind some big fellas. It's Johnson motioning across. They get it to Irving. And an effective play. A lot of beef in front of him. And the running back moves the ball to the 5. It's 1st and goal.
Well, that's tipping your hand and saying, we don't care if you see it there.
Now can they punch it in? Ducks 1 for 2 in the red zone in the first half. Fade to the end zone. Ferguson, who had a one-handed touchdown grab in the other corner of the end zone, couldn't collect that. Dom Hampton was in coverage.
Well, remember, Hampton was the one who bit on the touchdown when Ferguson made that toe tap catch. This time, tight coverage. Bill, what do you think of that one?
Both players are putting their hands on each other. I've got nothing.
Okay.
Bill's got a let him play mentality tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And I think a lot of that, what Bill sees is Hampton's playing the ball himself. That's why they let it go.
13 personnel, 3 tight ends for the Ducks here on 2nd and goal. Irving makes a cut. He's so good at changing direction quickly in the hole, but knocked down at the 4, and it's 3rd and goal.
Tuputala again getting downhill. That's the linebacker he had to avoid along with Braylon.
And they try to throw it. Nix gets pressure. Ducked underneath the pressure. Dives down. He's a couple yards short. Decision time for landing.
It's a 2-yard line. Very reminiscent of the first matchup.
When they were 0 for 3 on 4th down against the Huskies. Irving, far to the left. Nix scrambles, fires to the end zone, low throw, touchdown! Terrance Ferguson for the 2nd time tonight. A 4th down touchdown, and here come the Ducks.
Like we said, this offense can definitely do what they need to do. Watch right here. Just a really good job of Bo Nix. Watch his eyes. Watch how he works left. And then he comes back to the right. He's about to go into scramble mode. And right there, look how quick that release was. He saw Ferguson break away, and he gets the ball out of his hands. That's a Heisman-type moment there on 4th down in a championship game.
Sure was. Does young Bo Nix, who played Oregon when he was 18, does he make that play, or is that a veteran play?
It's a veteran play. That's vision downfield and seeing Ferguson break away there at the last second.
And the 4th down troubles of game 1, not a factor on that drive. They convert 4th and 5 and 4th and 2 for the touchdown. 3-point ball game in Vegas. Oh, this is the first meeting under the 3 failed 4th down attempts by the Ducks down there inside the 10-yard line. Again, Nix rolling out, holds the ball a long time and throws it into serious traffic. There was a mistake on the route early on in that play.
Yeah.
Now tonight.
Yeah, tonight it's been a different story. Here's this play. Look how quick he gets rid of this, like a shortstop. As soon as Ferguson breaks free, instead of taking that all the way around to the right, the way he did in the first matchup, he sees Ferguson work back to the inside, and that quick decision and release for the touchdown.
And it was that 5 in the Ducks' end of the field early in the drive that was crucial. Got to believe Nix is responsible in both cases for selecting the right play.
Absolutely. You know he's involved.
Holly.
Well, guys, I caught up with Dan Lanning. He had pulled Bo Nix aside before they took the field, and I said, what did you tell your quarterback in that moment? He said, keep playing your game. He admitted that Washington had some really good answers in the first half, but Dan Lanning told me, we have some answers of our own, and I think we just saw them on that drive. But defensively, they've got to take the elite wide receiving core out of this game, and Lanning said the number one thing is stopping the run. We're not putting Washington behind the chains, and we've got to get them off schedule. Speaking
of answering, now it's time for Penix. They basically haven't run a real play since they had a huge lead at the end of the half there. Remember, it's 20 to 3, right? After they went down and kicked the field. And see if they can contain Dillon Johnson in the second half. He follows a block around the right side. And the patience, the vision, the balance, all of it. Nice run out to the 43.
Kalepo pulls around. Fautanu, the left side, pulling around. Good job of the right side to open that up. And I'll tell you, Dillon Johnson is showing some toughness right now. This kid is not near 100%. And give that offensive line a lot of credit. I just said, remember, they dominated the first half up front. Oregon makes a play on the first play, and then that counter opens up, and he hits it downhill in a hurry.
You said he hasn't been healthy really all season, but the last 3 games, 6.7 per carry. And a bad leg. On the edge, McMillan spins back into the middle. Manning got him down after a gain of about 4.
Put it all on the safeties and linebackers and their eye discipline.
Penix was out there operating early. Nix was a spectator. Michael's been a spectator for the last about 30 minutes of real time, watching Oregon cut the lead to 3. Well protected and miscommunication. McMillan kind of broke it off. No one in the air. No one keep the Ducks from building momentum. Getting the football right back.
They put Odunze here initially. They're going to move him.
And a misfire coming off the line early was McMillan.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 55.
Yeah,
Penalty remains third down.
This place is getting loud. Brailsford, the center. Usually you see a guard kind of look over his shoulder to make sure we're right. Watch the center look back. He's not real sure. And then the left tackle there, Fadatanu, he ends up jumping. So the Ducks part of this stadium is alive. It feels like a little bit of Autzen Stadium here in Vegas.
Pressure on third down. Penix off his back foot, overshoots, and it's intercepted. Khyree Jackson on his knees. The first takeaway tonight, trying to find Odunze, but the pressure was the factor there.
They walk up pressure and then sink here, but they still get pressure off to the right. See that late blitz? Penix, this is the first mistake he's made. And the way that Oregon thought they could get him to force the ball was just get around him. They've not done a great job of that. This time they do. He forces that ball into coverage, and the Ducks are able to take advantage of it with that big interception.
If you can take time away, make him throw off his back foot, the ball will sail. It did that time as beautifully as he spins those lefty throws. That one was much too high. Oregon with great starting field position, trying to claim the lead right here. Jordan James trying to continue the high stop by Tenuifi.
How great is this?
Yeah.
Last Pac-12 championship game. There's Khyree Jackson. It's 20-17. Washington dominates the first half. These two teams have been on a collision course since they walked off the field middle of October. Oregon felt they outplayed them. Washington beats them. Everything on the line. Oregon fighting their way back.
Nix flushed, scanning, and throw it right. An interception threw it right to Mish Powell. Don't know what he was looking at, but each veteran elite quarterback has made a mistake now.
Well, Powell ran out of bounds. Powell ran out of bounds, but got back inbounds. Powell's right here. He's working the flat, playing zone, and just reading the eyes. Watch him go out of bounds here, Bill. And then he comes back, gets reestablished.
There's no rule against the defense.
Gotcha.
Going out of bounds and coming back in.
As long as his feet are in bounds, he's good to go, and he makes that play. Good job of awareness there by Powell, getting back in bounds to make that pick, and a bad throw, Chris.
The Pac-12 Championship on ABC is presented by Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Band in the field, push. Late great Mike Leach starting to miss you. So many great moments in this conference. 9 champions, but it's been a long time since the Pac-12 has produced a national champion. Back to the Pete Carroll team in 2004. Will there be a 12th Heisman winner from this conference? Well, each Heisman contending quarterback has made a mistake in the last couple minutes.
Missed opportunity for Oregon. I think Bo Nix, he didn't see Powell. Powell looks like he's off to play on the sideline, and Powell says, hey, man, I'm not coming from off the sideline. I'm in play. I'm making his pick.
Nix's 38th and 39th touchdown passes of the season tonight. That just his 3rd pick of the season. Penix to McMillan. Short pickup. Holly.
You guys, Bo Nix has changed his turnover margin in the course of his career. That hasn't happened much this season. Watching him come over to the sideline and kind of put his helmet down firmly, shaking his head. Dang it. He's so mad at himself right now, but he's smiling to his teammate. Franklin is sitting right next to him, trying to keep his spirits up and explain what happened. He's got to move past this quickly. He hasn't done many of those this year.
Yeah, and Holly, in his defense, like we showed in that replay, I don't even think he saw Powell. I think he thought he was out of the play on the sideline.
Johnson plows forward. He's a couple yards short of the marker. He talked to us last night about being a perfectionist his whole life, but learning that you have to be willing to live with your mistakes. You're not going to be perfect. He wasn't that play, but you don't get the feeling it's going to shake him for too long.
Yeah, I think that's the growth that he's enjoyed since he's been in Oregon. He had a lot of pressure with his dad at Auburn and trying to be perfect and stepping right in his very first game.
See what Ryan Grubb dials up on this 3rd and 2. It's going to be a free play. Ducks came off the edge quickly, and there's a pass interference call in the secondary as Manning just grabbed Odunze. Was there a flag at the line of scrimmage? Sure looked like Oregon was off when the ball was snapped.
Sure looked like it.
I don't see a marker.
Pass interference. Defense number 8. 15-yard penalty.
I don't know if Penix thought he had a free play or he just trusted Odunze in double coverage.
I think he did, because you're right. Brandon Dorlus was off sides, and he gets the one-on-one matchup. And you know what? He throws this ball because of the back shoulder all the time. So as Manning's running upfield, you always got to be ready for the back shoulder, and he obviously grabs him to prevent him from making a catch. But yeah, he did have a free play, but they didn't call it.
That counts as one of those contested catches that Washington dominated head-to-head the first time he talked about it. Second PI they've been able to draw. They've drawn a lot of them from opponents this season. Set up at the 36. Johnson lowers the shoulder. Johnson again on 2nd down. So patient. Lets the block set up. Oregon closed it down. Jacobs made the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Chris, watch these guys pull. Watch Buelow and Rosengarten pull. I mean, it's slowed down a bit, but when they pull, they're building up some momentum behind them, and it makes it nice for Dillon Johnson. You get movement on that left side, you pull around on that counter play from the right side, and you get positive yards to put you in a very favorable 3rd down and 3rd.
Couple tight ends off to the right side. And they fake the reverse. Johnson's got it, and the turf monster got him. He stumbled as Nico Reed was closing in on
him. You fake to Odunze, which is always going to catch the attention of the defense, and now it's just one-on-one. Dillon Johnson's been winning those one-on-one matchups all night. That's going to be a 1st down. But like you said, the turf monster gets him.
Raiders play on grass. They don't allow the others to play there. They roll this field in and built it this week. There are some seams we spotted out there. I don't know if Dillon Johnson got one.
He got something.
McMillan in the backfield, along with Adams on 4th down. Penix is on the move, running out of time, and dropped. Nico Reed caught up. The Ducks get a sack and a huge stop.
Well, he's looking outside. I thought he'd be locked in on Odunze. This is where he wants to go with the football. And when he rolls right here, if he throws there, that's a 1st down. If he's ready to go, and he is, he just doesn't see him. And I think he underestimates the speed that Bray's able to catch up from behind and bring him down.
Nix and the Ducks back to work. Back close to 50-50. Maybe a slight edge for green over purple in this building tonight. Oregon's defense. Huge stop on 4th and 2 to give Nix the football back.
Showing all these great images of Pac-12 and Pac-10 history. When I say Washington Huskies, first name for you that comes to mind?
I guess Don James, the coach. National championship in '91. Johnson dragged down. Another strong 1st down play.
I like that one. I'm going to go off the top of my head, Napoleon Kaufman.
Okay.
Another good one, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Dynamic player.
I mean, there were so many good players on that.
Yeah.
More Don James era teams.
Yeah.
Nix on 2nd and 3. Pump fakes, has some space. Pump fakes again, takes off. Bo Nix rambling down the sidelines, has blockers all the way down near the 10-yard line. First huge play with his legs tonight.
Well, here's the key. Man coverage, except for this safety in the middle of the field, and he moves with Bo Nix looking to his right. Look at the receiver to the left. Takes the corner with him. Once he gets outside of Braylon Trice, nobody is there because they're all playing man coverage and following receivers all to the right. So once he broke contain outside of Trice, who went airborne, he's able to pick up big yards for Oregon.
44 of them. Remember how great a runner he's been in his career. It's been de-emphasized this season, but he's still extremely capable. Takes off again, the flag down. Huskies look like they're a little early. The ball comes out. It's scooped up by a lineman. Looked like Jackson Johnson scored a touchdown, but was he down?
He looked down. I think he's down, and then the ball popped out. But it is a free play. Bo Nix will be happy to see that ZTF ends up moving. He's down right there.
Offside. Defense number 4. That penalty will be declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
They're going to bring this back. That's close. Boy, that angle shows it a lot closer.
They're calling it a touchdown. I cannot believe that they wouldn't take a longer look at that.
They will.
What a play, though. Jackson Johnson, he is connected with Nix so beautifully there. So cerebral, so smart, so experienced. And right here, I don't know how you can't call him down. Clearly before the ball is punched out.
Yeah, of course, we have the luxury of watching frame by frame here, but that right knee is down. Then the ball is punched out.
How about that punch? We talked about this setting up with a boxing motif here.
Yeah.
As a roundhouse.
It
knocked the ball loose.
Keep in mind, again, Washington's offside, so this is a free play. So even if it was a fumble, Washington were to recover, which they didn't, it wouldn't have mattered. It would have been free 5 yards. Bo Nix is like, are you kidding me? I played clean all year, as Holly reported, and I just lost the football.
The offsides will now be enforced.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Mike McCabe's mic wasn't up the first play. He did point to the ground. The knee was clearly down. I think Nix, even though he knew his center had recovered for a touchdown, couldn't believe that he'd lost the ball.
Yeah. Again, he hasn't done it all year. They've been really haven't turned the football over, but there's the offside. ZTF there at the bottom. So they'll take that.
Here we go again, Kirk. We talked so much about these situations between these teams. Oregon threatening inside the 10. They broke the spell earlier tonight by punching it in.
Yeah, but think about how they've scored down here. Bo Nix has had to make incredible plays. First show, like faking as if he's going to run the quarterback sweep and throws it in the corner. And then on the scramble, both to Ferguson.
Yeah, Ferguson has a pair of touchdowns from 2 yards out. He shifts around to the right side. 3 receivers bunch there. James is the back. And Jordan James makes a cut and scores. And Oregon on top for the first time in this championship game. No trouble punching it in that time.
What a job by the left side of that offensive line. They got the angles. He pushed Washington around. The pullers came around. And man, again, Jordan James down in this area can be difficult for a defense to handle.
Once down, 20-3. 21 unanswered. The touchdown late in the second quarter. 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter.
And it goes back to this play by Bo Nix. He's trying to throw the football to his right. Braylon Trice loses contain. And there's nobody because of that man coverage. He picks up 44 yards. Dan Lanning, I think, is trying to help him. Go, Bo. Go, Bo. Keep going, kid. Keep going.
I don't know if that's one of Lanning's longest runs, but it's the second longest in Nix's career.
And then look at the right side. They pull around. Good job of bringing those tight ends around, but really just nobody there because of the job that the left side, the left tackle, good push. Cornley, Harper also picked up a nice block. And there's Jordan James right into your family room.
It's always so powerful. These momentum changes, the emotions of football. Oregon forcing that field goal attempt, using their timeouts late in the second quarter, and then suddenly that drive at the end of the half, the 2 fourth-down conversions of the first touchdown drive of this quarter, and then Nix doing it various ways, and all of a sudden, Penix and the Huskies are down 4 here, late third.
What a game of momentum, back and forth. And this is what you see from great leaders, right?
This is El Jefe. That's his nickname, the boss in Spanish. And that's up on the bench.
Look at everybody listening. I mean, they are dialed into their leader.
Holly, you were there when he said it, I guess, right?
That's right. I could hear everything he said. He said, stay composed. Don't let our high too high. Don't let the lows be too low. He talked about poise and composure and believing that they're going to win this game. He said, we will have success.
So Penix, an interception and then a miss on 4th down the last 2 possessions. Very different feel right now. He's pressured, sidesteps it, and just has to throw it over to the Oregon bench. Going down to one knee was one of the coaches. Evan Williams get a long time to throw, nobody open.
The key is, did he get outside of the tackle box area? There's nobody over there. And right away, he looked over to the referee to say, hey, I got outside of it. He was. Good job of coverage downfield. Oregon really not getting much pressure unless it's the coverage downfield that dictates the pressure.
Pressure again, Penix on the move, looking, and checks it down to the tight end, Devin Culp, who makes a man miss. One of 3 tight ends in this offense who can be effective. He stepped out of bounds, but it's a first down to the 38.
Nobody picked him up. Everybody's sinking downfield, and it's almost like a check down. Penix is looking inside to his receivers and trying to go downfield. Oregon took that away, and he does a really good job there of just not panicking and recognizing the tight end out in the flat. The flat.
This time a pretty clean pocket. Odunze around the corner and got in front of Johnson. 900-yard game this season for Odunze. Caught 8 balls the first game, has 7 tonight. Penix. Downfield, and the catch is made by McMillan.
Well, this is a tough ask for Justin Jacobs. When the safety works to the middle and you get a crosser, guess who has to stay with it? Wow, tough to do. First to recognize it and then to try to stay with it. He does a pretty decent job for his size, but an accurate throw and a heck of a night for Jalen McMillan coming back to this offense.
The final quarter in Pac-12 play. The conference championship, the college football playoff, maybe the Heisman Trophy at stake in the final 15 minutes tonight in Vegas.
How have you been able to change the amount of pressure you're getting on Michael Penix?
Yeah, we just keep changing the picture. We got to change the picture of this quarterback. He's really good, and at times he's finding it. We got to continue to pitch to him.
20 has given you some good yards in the second half. Why did you go to him early and often?
Yeah, he's a great back, right? Jordan does a good job. We're going to continue to use both of our backs in this game.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Lanning's defense now trying to keep the Huskies from answering and reclaiming the lead. Washington is in the red zone, but they've been 4 previous times, 2 for 4. Scoring touchdowns. Penix hit as he throws. The ball is out there. No whistle yet. The Ducks fall on it, and the signal is not given yet. Traeshon Johnson recovered it, and they signal Oregon football. They rule it a fumble, an enormous takeaway. We'll take another look.
Yeah, Brandon Dorless going up against Fautanu. That's a heck of a matchup on the left side. It's just a matter of how quickly he's able to get in there. This is a great matchup here. One-on-one. He pushes in with power, closes, and gets to that football. Bill, we're going to have to take a much closer look just to see if that ball is knocked away from his hand before it comes forward.
That was the toughest call I ever had as a referee. He's got that ball. That's a fumble.
There's a great look right there, Bill.
You don't think the arm's coming for it right now before it's hit? I mean, I get it. You say it's close. I mean, I think if...
That's why you make the big bucks, Billy. What do you got for us?
Well, I would have ruled a fumble on the field. You've got an argument there that the hand probably moved about 2 inches forward.
Not an argument. What's the call? What are they calling?
Well, forget the field. I mean, I know it was ruled
upstairs
on the field. What is Brian Brown in the replay booth, Pac-12, saying?
They're going to turn it over to a pass.
Incompletion?
Incomplete.
Wow, that is very, very close. And
everything
again, the Ducks are harassing and hitting and hurrying Penix.
And much better in this second half than they were early in this game, and he had all day to throw. Well, everything at stake.
That's
you imagine making this call
the quarterback's arm was moving forward. The result of the play is an incomplete forward pass. Second down.
No, there have been some interesting and very close calls in this game, but I think a correct one there. So take away the takeaway. And it's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
That was the first time we've really seen Brandon Dorless. They didn't have to blitz. They just rushed 4, and he got home. Overpowered Faatanu, who's a great player at that left side.
You know, that clock inside Penix's head is ticking a little faster now. Dillon Johnson, downhill run. You want to take a little bit of a pressure valve release in that pass rush, get the running game going, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Outside stretch play, but instead of bouncing this, he's looking back to the inside where those blocks are sustained. Oregon's defense running laterally, trying to just kind of stretch that play out back from running into the boundary, but he does a good job of feeling that, just a kind of a feel as he pressed it and then got upfield.
Really interesting sequence here, Kirk. It's 3rd down and 3. If they don't get to 3 yards, is DeBoer thinking go for it on 4th? Penix on the move. He keeps it. And he's an infrequent runner, but certainly athletic enough in crucial situations to move the sticks, and he does.
He got hit by Evan Williams, the leading tackler, just known for his physicality. He got hit. I mean, that was a big collision.
Penix got up.
Odunze ends up trying to block Evan Williams right here, but he gets off the block, and now he gets downhill himself. Bang, right there.
He throws that right non-throwing shoulder right into Williams. We'll step aside with a duck down on the field. Duck down. Reminder of the backdrop. Rankings brought to you by AT&T. Michigan trying to take care of business, secure their playoff spot. The winner of this game will be in the top 4 unless something crazy happens. Could Alabama possibly vault from 8 into the top 4 if they beat Georgia? That's the big question tomorrow. Huskies, a 1st down and goal from the 8.
Yeah, good. We've talked a lot about that hit, but the important thing is, you said it, Michael Penix has a little dog in him himself. What a great effort on that 3rd down. Lowers his shoulder and gets what he needs.
Defensive leader Jeff Bassett was down. He was helped off the field. He had the wind knocked out of him by Dillon Johnson, who's got the football. Johnson, he's delivering blows. He's running over defenders, gets down to the 3.
And keep in mind, he's playing with a foot that's not at 100%. Another great collision with Jamal Hill, a linebacker who's known for his ability to defend the run. He takes a major hit. Good job of holding on somehow and keeping Dillon Johnson out of the end zone.
Keeper, direct snap. Johnson knocked down at the 1. That's a very effective goal line play. They just take the quarterback out of it and let him pick his hole.
Yeah, we saw him hand one off to Bernard on a jet sweep. This time he gets behind him again. Look at that forearm. He's just throwing people.
He is.
He's lowered his shoulder. That time he threw a forearm into the face mask of Evan Williams. You know what's scary? Last time these teams played with 13 minutes to go in this game, Oregon was up by 4 in the first meeting as well. And here we are again.
Penix back in shotgun formation. Johnson shifts around to his left. 3 receivers bunched over to that side. Johnson again bulldozes in. A flex from the Husky running game. A number 7. Over 100 yards. A couple of touchdowns. Washington back on top.
Why not, right? You got a physical running back. You got one of the more dominant left tackles in the game. Go behind the big man and watch him open it up.
Wow.
That's beautiful. That is the way you do it. Dillon Johnson knows to just squeeze that tight behind him and easily gets into the end zone.
Grady Gross, the PAT, to make it a 3-point game. So the replay takes that fumble away. Correct call of incomplete pass, and the Huskies back on top. He's on Heisman watch, highlighting the 2 quarterbacks in this game. Talked to Jaden Daniels of LSU yesterday. He's very close to both these guys. He's watching tonight. He trains in the summer with Penix out in LA, the same 2 quarterback coaches. He'll be in New York. Figures both these guys will be too, based on what we've seen so far.
No doubt about it. If Jaden is watching, congratulations. I know a lot of people really loved watching what he could do and the way he took that offense to a whole nother level this year for LSU.
And only one name can be called.
That's right.
A week from tomorrow night. Nix got off to a shaky start, then got it going with those 3 touchdown drives.
Yeah, and he got it going with his feet, the threat of his feet. Makes a heck of a throw there on that 4th down play to Ferguson for a touchdown. What a quick release for another touchdown down in the red zone. Man coverage, pump fake, gets around it. Because it's man-to-man, look out. He's pump faking 10 yards downfield. The defense will buy it. There's no one there. Almost takes it all the way to the end zone. So he has come alive in this second half for Oregon. Hard to believe they were down 20-3, and they were 3 and out, couldn't get anything going, and now here they are, a 3-point game in the 4th quarter.
Been a quiet night for Bucky Irving. He came in really fresh. Figured he hadn't carried the ball a whole lot the last couple games. He expected to have another big game against the Huskies. It's been Jordan James featured more than Irving so far.
Yeah, but he's healthy and ready to go. I love how they use both of these guys, keep them fresh. What a great jump cut he had there. That probably should have been about a 2-yard gain. Jump cut gets him past the linebacker, picks up more yards.
That was his longest run tonight, Kirk, 6 yards. Nix now flips it down to him. Irving is knocked down right near the marker. Should be enough to move the sticks.
I asked you who you think of when you think of a Washington Husky. You said Don James. I got to be fair. Or who do you think of when you think of an Oregon, the Oregon Duck?
I got to say Marcus Mariota.
Okay.
It's the first name that comes. It's the first name that comes to mind.
Mine is LaMichael James.
Okay.
Yep.
There's a few fast guys to choose from.
Yep. And the Duck. Puddles.
Marcus, the only Heisman winner from Oregon as of now. First down. Nowhere to run that time. Irving just turned right back into traffic. And Latula Nasanoa got it.
But there's their best run defender. You know, here's another guy that's had to battle through some injuries. Watch how he just squares up. Oregon's been running the football. Gets off the block, squares up. He just swallows Bucky Irving that time.
He dents the line of scrimmage, as defensive coaches say, right? Swallowed up the ball carrier. But don't undersell his preparation. Very smart, savvy defender. Studies his craft. Nix screen. Irving got one man to the ground, but from the ground, the tackle is made by Ulofosio.
Tough to do out in space. That's what Oregon makes you do. Make your linebackers and defensive backs have to make plays where you got room to wiggle. There's that jump cut. He actually loses balance, but able to get back onto his feet and make that tackle.
Franklin and Johnson, the top 2 targets tonight, off to the right.
You got CTF right here, who's an edge player, probably going to bring him.
Pressure comes. Good call by UM, by this defensive staff. Braylon Trice brings him down for a loss. Edge Huskies that time. It's 4th down.
Yeah, kind of like what you see from a Micah Parsons, that kind of player where he's an edge player. He's not like Micah Parsons, but it's the same kind of strategy where you put one of your best pass rushers here, and then they bring the twist around, and it's Trice to the left who comes around off that blitz. He occupies the offensive lineman, and it frees it up for 8 to come home and come up with that sack.
So ZTF really a decoy, right, to allow his buddy to come around with
almost like a pick.
Oh, the snap is bounced. It's scooped up by Ross James. Did well to avoid a disastrous special teams. Just a low snap. Almost a serious problem. Rescued and a 46-yard punt.
Well, let's look at this last drive by Washington with Penix. Time to throw. Look at the accuracy. Very tough to ask the linebacker to be able to stay with him, Justin Jacobs. And then a 3rd down play. Shows the toughness. Doesn't always run, but is able to there and then get back to that offensive line. And Dillon Johnson running the football.
Bucks come after Penix, who looks downfield for Polk, who comes back and makes the catch. He beat Nico Reed out near the 45.
Well, Polk has had a quiet couple weeks, but he gets isolated, and he reminds people what he's capable of doing. Out and up against Reed, the backup corner. Never locates the football. Ball is thrown back. What an effort that time by Polk. to make that catch.
Had a bunch of drops in the Randy Corvallis. Had a ball taken right out of his hands at Washington State. An interception. So he's had a couple weeks down in the dumps. They really spent some time this week showing him his highlight reel, trying to get his mojo, his confidence back.
Remind him, that's you. You're really good. I like that. I like that story that Ryan Grubb shared with us. You know, for some of the guys, he said he pulled out the video, showed them, hey guys, we're really good.
That was his biggest play so far. Keeper again for Penix. Gets the edge and runs for a first down. So a couple of runs for first downs in this quarter by Penix.
Playing quarterback anymore, you just have to be able to have this threat. 3-point lead, 7 minutes to go, everything at stake. Manage the game. Let's be smart. Let's have the operation clean.
Penix over the middle. It's to Polk again. He's got it to the 25. Number 2 is back.
Watch how close the transfer from Iowa makes a play on this football. Very, very close to be able to read this. He gets caught up for a second. Now he gets his head on a swivel. Where's the ball going to be thrown? So close. Good job by Penix of getting it out on time. Made it tough for Justin Jacobs to get over there. And they continue to hammer these deep crossers to these receivers because he's got time to throw.
Time, by the way, is a factor now. Inside of 6:20. Huskies trying to make this a 2-score game. Could be a serious dagger if they can find the end zone. McMillan scoops around the edge, knocked out of bounds at the 20. Defense on the ropes here. Clock continuing to move. Washington's going to be in no hurry here.
Not at all. That's, again, you go back to just the operation of it. Being smart, poise of the quarterback. They've been inside the red area 5 times. They've come away with 3 touchdowns. Oregon cannot afford to let them get to the end zone.
Quick throw. McMillan again. So hard to guard. Skips out. It's another first down. They're inside the 15.
They understand the opportunity that they have right now. Nice soft coverage. Take advantage of it. Gets across that first down marker. No problem. Ball down to the 14-yard line.
They'll snap it around the 5-minute mark. Johnson. Big crease. Falls forward to the 5-yard line. Huskies on the verge of delivering that dagger right here.
But Brailsford, the center, watch him work around, open that hole up. These linemen are getting a hat on a hat. Really good job. Watch this block right here by the center on that shade. Gets all the way around, shows you the athletic ability, just turns his body, keeps the defender away from the hole, puts his backside to the hole. And he's running downhill for those 8 or 9 yards.
Clock continues to tick away. All Nix can do is watch and hope the Ducks can force a field goal attempt. Penix launching to the end zone. Incomplete. Odunze covered by Manning way over the head. Power to the right of the formation. Right up the middle. Johnson, first and goal, Huskies.
Again, you know it's coming. That's why you take that shot on second down. You come right back to it because of the confidence you have in that line. Double team up to the linebacker. Dillon Johnson has been that workhorse, the Iron Man tonight. Think about, he's playing with an injured foot. This guy was limping all last week in the Apple Cup. He's been limping tonight, and yet he's got 23 carries for 117 yards, averaging 5 yards a carry.
Fautano, Kalepo, Brailsford, Bulow, and Rosengarten.
Good job.
And now Johnson set to take the direct snap here on first and goal. Pops it around the edge. Bernard scored earlier in the other end of the field in a similar play. He's tackled in the field to play the clock will run at the 3.
This is played by Winston right here. Watch him keep this from getting outside of him. You got to set the edge And even though he didn't make the tackle, he actually does. He ends up eventually getting in on the tackle, but him just slanting to the sideline forced Bernard back inside. This is that championship type drive. 10 plays, 80 yards.
Can they seal it here? Penix on the move, has to throw it away. Johnson was covered in the flats. 3rd and goal.
Great discipline that time. Steve Stevens, the safety. I think they were trying to sneak Dillon Johnson out. He's been hurting him running the football. That time they slid him out to the flat, but Oregon ready for it, man. Here we go. This is 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line.
How bad do you want it? Conference title, playoff bid. Penix lobs it into the end zone. Touchdown! Quentin Moore with the play of his life. You never would expect him to be the guy to make the play that could put them in the college football playoff. Wow.
Unbelievable. There's his parents. Michael Penix got to be proud of this. Fake here, and here's your guy that's going to go here and occupy the safety. The tight end is here and goes out to the flat. He looks like he's blocking. They're so worried about a doomsday they've got him bracketed. Nobody's left to pick up the tight end. Moore, who's out in the flat for the touchdown.
An unlikely hero for the final 2 yards of a marathon drive that's going to live forever in Husky history. 12 plays, 82 yards, almost 6.5 minutes. Knicks and the Ducks down 10 with just 2:44 left.
Keep in mind this about Oregon tonight. 3 timeouts, have 2 touchdowns tonight, not in the year, tonight, in 1:30. So can they score? Can they preserve some timeouts? Can they get the ball obviously downfield and into the end zone?
It's a lot of good questions. We're about to find out.
Let's do it.
Nix pressured, takes off again, and slides down for a first down out near the 40. Yeah, that drive was especially painful because Washington used so much time.
Yeah.
Almost half a quarter.
Absolutely. First down, clock stops.
3-man rush. Nix into coverage, delivers over the middle and squeezed it in to Traeshon Holden. Holden still running down inside the 5. Touchdown. Now they spot him out. They do spot him out. Some hesitation, but it looks like they're going to put the ball at the 4.
I'm saying these guys can score in a hurry in a blink of an eye. What a well-designed play. And what an effort here. I don't see it went out of bounds.
I didn't think he did.
No, that's a touchdown. He's inbounds, inbounds, inbounds. Touchdown, Oregon.
There was a lot of hesitation. They're looking around. Did he or didn't he? Where should the ball be? And I think they've shown it on the screen here.
The runner was out of bounds at the 4-yard line. The previous play is under review.
Traeshon Holden, the Alabama transfer. So you got the former Auburn to former Alabama player with a 63-yard play.
Especially after last week's Hail Mary. That was a little bit of a Hail Mary. I just said they could score in a minute and a half. They've done it twice tonight. I don't know what.
About half a minute.
Yeah, I was going to say, how about 30 seconds? Save their timeouts, Chris. I mean, this is serious. All right, here's the play. They're able to get downfield here and then bring the crosser behind it. Look at the spacing. I hate prevent defense, right? You want to see pressure. Linebacker almost gets over there. After he doesn't make that play, where's the secondary, right? And keep in mind, he's 6'3", 215 pounds. Great size and physicality.
Tough strength with the football after he caught it to stiff arm the man, maintain his balance and stay in bounds.
I was expecting potentially a quick touchdown. I thought they'd have to use a timeout or two. First play, they get a first down, clock stops. Second play, they get a touchdown. They got 3 timeouts when Penix is going to come out here.
They're going to quickly reverse this.
The runners continuing action with firm possession of the football inside the goal line pylon results in a touchdown.
They stayed in bounds. It's a fancy way of saying stayed in bounds.
That's one of the few times that replay can change an out-of-bounds call into a touchdown.
Thank goodness they can.
Well, and the clock also is going to go back to about 2:13, I believe. Some of the clock ran off there. They're going to reset this clock, I believe.
Well, the difference between that being a touchdown and them being first and goal is, as you said, they have more time to work with. They can spend those timeouts on defense.
I don't know if they're talking about the clock or not, but every second counts, and right now they've not adjusted. Now here they go. Now they're going to talk about the clock.
Please restore the game clock to 2:14.
Here we go, boys. Here we go. All right.
Thank you.
Here we go. Because right there, 2:14. We're off by a second. You said 2:13. Good job there, team.
Hey, if I can, I'd give a shout out. We've seen some excellent officiating this year from the Pac-12.
Yep.
You know, we hate to see the conference disappear, but the officials are left out on an island with nowhere to go.
They've done a great job tonight getting things right.
The second time, Lewis knocks it through. Here's the throw to Holden, who just made the biggest play he's made all season by far.
I mean, who would have thought after watching the first game it could get any better? I mean, we thought that was one of the best games of the year. Oregon played well enough to win, but the Huskies found a way to win. Give them credit. And we wanted to see them get together one more time in Las Vegas. Winner take all. Looked like it's over. Bo Nix is down by 10. Not so fast, my friend, for Lee Corso. 2 plays, touchdown. The Ducks are within 3 with 2:14 to go and all 3 timeouts left.
First game 48 days ago. 36-33 Washington. 34-31 now. Again, that 3-point margin. Nix, if he gets the football back, folks, do not bet against him. 7 game-winning drives in his career that he's engineered between Auburn and Oregon. Had one earlier this year against Texas Tech.
Great stuff. Tells you a lot about the build, the makeup of the player. They're defending for an onside kick, but surprised by that. I would have thought you kick deep. You expect a conservative game plan. You have 3 timeouts.
Lewis certainly lining up like he's going to onside kick it over here to the left. Gets the hop. It's a kangaroo hop, and it's out of bounds. So Washington will keep possession of Dunes. They got a hand on it, and they'll have it about the 45-yard line.
I'm kind of surprised. Dan Lanning's an aggressive coach. He's trying to get the ball back. Let's go back to the first matchup.
Absolutely. This was a failed 4th down attempt. 2-play touchdown drive. Polk and then Odunze. But they left Nix lots of time, and this field goal would have forced overtime. But he missed it wide, Lewis, by about a foot. And we said, let's have round 2 in Vegas. And lo and behold, we've had one that's close to being that exciting.
That was one of the best scenes of the year. Michael Penix talking to Holly in tears. The emotions very evident that night.
Johnson, what you'd love to do if you're a Husky fan is hand the ball to number 7 and just let him hammer away. Oregon will spend a timeout here.
And this is what it's going to come down to. Bo Nix just wants to get his hands on the ball. And Dan Lanning and his defense, they've been challenged all night to try to stand up to this offensive line and to Dillon Johnson. And now you know it's coming. Can you hold up against it?
I mean, these were just so closely matched, these two teams, so tough and resilient. They've got quarterbacks that have proven themselves in the pressure moment. Washington has had a chance, frankly, throughout the year, Kirk, to finish off teams. Kalen DeBoer keeps talking about that, and to allow a touchdown like that so quickly makes the job of closing this game out a lot more difficult.
Yeah, and if you're Oregon, you're going to just load up the line of scrimmage. It's a great point about Washington. They've had to battle the entire year. Bo Nix is not distraught and like, oh, shucks. That guy, right now, he is thinking. He's visualizing getting the ball back. He's thinking about that next opportunity when he gets his hands on the football, if, in fact, he does.
So Lanning's going all in on this series, spending timeouts. He's got 2 left. 2nd and 7. Johnson again makes a cut. Short gain into Oregon territory. Reed knocked him down. Another timeout.
Here it's
3rd and 4 now.
Going to come down to this, and what it's going to come down to is not just, the easy way to think of this is you're going to run the football, and Oregon's going to have to stop the run and use their last timeout. That's conventional wisdom. This is different with Washington and Michael Penix and Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator and play caller. They have such confidence in these receivers, such confidence in Penix. Everything's in play here. It wouldn't shock me at all. Even though you would think they would run, make Oregon use the last timeout, you're basically forfeiting. You're going to have to punt ball back to Bo Nix. I think he's going to throw it. I think he's going to try to find a matchup. And even though it's a risk, I think it's a calculated risk with Penix. You try to ice the game by going to a Dunze or McMillan, whoever's got the better matchup, 11 or 1.
Penix, one play, 5 yards to get the first down and just about put this on ice.
So they're both on the right side over here, 11 and 1.
Has time, short throw, catch made, McMillan, first down, Washington. 2 elite receivers on one side of the field. He was in front of Evan Williams, and all Nix can do is continue to visualize and hope. But that should just about do it.
Like I said, this goes against that conventional wisdom. What a matchup they created. McMillan, one of your best go-to guys in a slot against Evan Williams, 33, who's a safety. He doesn't cover well, not to mention he gives the cushion. So the formation, stacking him, creates that matchup. And again, doesn't surprise me, they got aggressive. Now you run the ball and you work the clock and get out of here with a win.
Johnson, as a flag comes in, he's bulldozing for a solid gain. That's in the area where you would expect a hold, and that is the signal. So that's a break for Oregon, as the penalty will stop. Washington did not want to have happen.
Offense number 71, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
He praises offensive line. That's the left guard, Kalepo.
See this blitz right here, and the hold will come right here. Kalepo, just because of that, had the speed of that blitz and the timing of it, just grabs on there to the jersey. Kind of a gray area call, but they call it.
It radically changes the thinking here. Now, will they run it? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Johnson straight ahead. And Lanning will spend his final time to the master, Kirk. So this is a 2nd and 17 play. You run it again. Oregon can't stop the clock.
About a minute left.
Then you'd snap the 3rd down play about a minute to go.
20 seconds to go or so. Yeah. Call a timeout with probably 20 seconds to go. You would call your own timeout, punt it away. They're going to have to punt it.
27th carry for Johnson, who makes the cut. But it had a bigger crease than that. It's closed down. He's tackled at the 41. Play clock rolling. They'll snap it the next time right around the 1 minute mark. Last year they met. Washington wins by 3. October in Seattle, Washington wins by 3. The margin is 3. This team knows how to win close games. They believe in their ability to come up big in crunch time.
Yep.
And Kalen DeBoer talked about that being the personality of this team. They don't always make it easy, and it hasn't been dominant down the stretch, but they've always found a way, in large part because number 9 finds a way.
Yeah, I think it's their comfort zone. I think it's a veteran team. You brought up something when we were at a break about how many 6-year players they have on this roster. I mean, these guys have been around a long time. They've been through some lean years.
Oh, the 4 and 8 year at the end of the Jimmy Lake era. 13 guys, Kirk, in their 6th year at UW. 13 guys in their 5th year at UW. Doesn't even count the veteran transfers in that program like Penix.
Yeah, and I guess my point is sometimes when you're a team that's been challenged through the bad and you get through it and you stay, how rare is that? You get through it, you go through a coaching change, you come into a new system, there's some portal guys that come in like a Michael Penix, and you develop a serious chemistry and a love for each other. And so when you do get challenged, you get those one-score games, you believe in each other, you find a way to win. Find a way.
One more play to bleed the clock down, and then you would expect punt it. Johnson makes a cut. Forget about that. Johnson, first down, slides down, and the Washington Huskies are going to win the final Pac-12 championship and punch a ticket to the college football playoff. And Dillon Johnson factored in 3 touchdowns tonight, 2 running, 1 throwing. What a fitting ending.
How awesome is this, man? Just take this in, Husky fans. Doubted by many all year, underdogs. Seems like on a weekly basis. The only people that believed in Washington were Kalen DeBoer, these players, these coaches, and their fans. And now they're going to be the Pac-12 champions and on their way to the playoff.
Team of experienced, veteran, resilient survivors headed to the playoff. Michael Penix headed to New York, along with his counterpart, quarterback tonight.
These are not just 2 great quarterbacks. There's Bo Nix.
He'll have a bowl game if he chooses to play it, but had to watch from the bench. This game finished the way it started. Washington churning away, controlling the football.
Coach, and you guys are all hugging out here. Your offensive line just came over and told you we love you. Michael, from all the ups and downs you've gone through, how does this compare right now, this moment that you've worked for?
Man, this is the best moment, man. You know, to be able to win this game, man, you know, big time, you know, last Pac-12 championship, you know, and, man, we just beyond blessed, you know, to be in this position and, you know, obviously to get this win. You know, obviously DJ put in a lot of work, man, today, you know, finishing it off right there at the end, you know, but, man, we just so thankful.
There was a point in this second half, Oregon had scored 21 straight points. How did you guys start to gain some momentum back and some belief that you could win this?
Yeah, just staying with a 1-0 mindset, you know, just continue to believe that, you know, we have what it takes, you know, and that's all we need, man. We have what it takes, and we just had to go out there and execute, and that's what we were able to do at the end of the game.
It is tough to wind the clock out like that. You guys are trying to make first downs, and you give the ball to Dillon Johnson, who's out here limping, tired, exhausted. Why does this team believe in him so much?
Man, just his work ethic, man. He's the same guy each and every day, man, and he gives anything for his team, you know, and man, we just appreciate him for trusting in us and coming here this year. You know, he's definitely been a big impact on all our wins this year.
Dillon, you are exhausted right now. You're limping. This was hard out here for you tonight. How do you describe the heart you have to bring a championship home for the Huskies?
Man, I'll do whatever it takes for this team, man. Just blessed to be out here to have this opportunity with these guys, man. At the beginning of the year, this was our goal, was to win the Pac-12 championship, and that was our first stepping stone to that. And I'm just blessed to be out here.
A lot of people didn't believe in you tonight. A lot of people thought this was Oregon's night. Why wasn't it?
Man, we were the most physical team, man, and we came out here with a 1-0 mindset, and we came out with the W.
This seems like a special, special brotherhood. We have felt it all year. Why, Michael?
Man, you know, just the love and the amount of time and work that we pour into each other, you know, each and every day, you know, all off-season, all the hard times we're going through those workouts, you know, always being there for each other, lifting each other up throughout the whole journey. You know, it got us strong, and our love for each other, you know, is unmatched, man. And, you know, that's what helps us win and be able to stay together each and every day.
Michael, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but Dillon, I'll ask you, is this a Heisman moment for your quarterback?
Man, absolutely. Absolutely, man. They need to go and give me my boy the Heisman, man. We waiting on it at the house.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Penix never wants to talk about the Heisman. He's been focused on team goals. Bo Nix coming across here, and he's going to join Penix. This will be a nice display of mutual respect and admiration. Two guys who played a lot of college football. See you in New York, maybe.
And there's Kalen DeBoer also saying hello and wishing him all the best.
And let's go back to Holly with Kalen DeBoer.
Coach, the physicality of your team tonight, the line of scrimmage. You're a day short this week. How did your team find that within themselves?
Yeah, I'm just so proud of it. We knew that that's what it was going to take tonight, and you know, we've just gotten better and better in that way. I thought just the key was us executing, and DJ just running hard. So proud of both sides of the ball doing a good job at the line of scrimmage.
After the last scoring drive, the offensive line came over to the sideline, and they were in tears, sobbing. How much did they give you tonight?
They gave me everything. They do it for each other. The brotherhood is so strong here. It's all they talked about before the game, halftime. You know, just want to showcase what we built and, you know, how hard they play for each other.
It's so hard to go undefeated. So hard, the things that rise up and get in your way. How did you keep the focus and the momentum for tonight with everything that was at stake?
Yeah, it's just about, you know, it's about how you set it up from the beginning. And it was all about just us one day at a time, one play at a time when it comes to a game, and just focus on the present, you know, not getting too far ahead of ourselves.
And Coach, last but not least, Michael Penix just continues to make these plays and do the right things. How have you seen this young man just strive and thrive this season?
I've said it all along, you know, the last 2 years, I think his life and just what he's gone through has set him up for, you know, the resiliency that he has when we're in these moments where it gets hard and it gets tough, and you got to step up, and you know that you can get through it if you just worry about what you can control.
What does it mean to win the final Pac-12 championship with the conference as it is now?
Yeah, it means a lot, you know, and for us to do it how we did it against a great football team, hats off to Oregon. They're a phenomenal football team. We knew it'd take everything we had, but we couldn't be happier, man. I'm just so proud of these guys and excited about what's to come.
All right, Coach, how about we go get your trophy?
Let's go get it.
They've earned that trophy. 7 wins in this conference by 1 score or less. 2 3-point wins over Oregon. Here's the third down conversion that iced the game. They were 6 for 6 on third down in the second half.
Goes wide, been doing it all night, cut back. Get behind those pulling linemen. It's always designed to be a stretch play. I love that he shows that maturity and experience and getting down. The play's designed to go outside, but he has such great vision and great feel to cut that back. That's where he got most of his yards.
Yeah, it's a really tough position to play on Saturdays and Sundays, and the pain that he dealt with. He didn't have a pain-free day this entire season, man. He didn't have a day in his life this season that didn't involve treatment and therapy. That feels good. This guy, what is he, 24-2 in Washington?
Pretty good. Pretty darn good, especially Ryan Grubb. Congratulations to him as the offensive coordinator and play caller. Boys, he had a great year working with Michael Penix. Put together a game plan every week, and there's Bo Nix, the agony of defeat right there.
When they went down 10, they were in deep trouble, but they had life after that lightning quick touchdown. They just couldn't get the Huskies off the field. It was a line of scrimmage battle won by Washington emphatically. So Washington cannot drop from this spot. I think that right there, if Michigan wins, it's going to be a 2-3 game in Pasadena.
I mean, again, I'm a Rose Bowl guy. I'm a traditionalist. I know you are too. Big Ten. I don't know if it'll stay that way. Who knows if Georgia will win or Michigan will win. But if they do, and Georgia ends up 1, Michigan's 2, and Washington's 3, you get Michigan and Washington out in Pasadena, which would be incredible. A heck of a matchup. But, you know, this is what makes tomorrow exciting. You think you know the answers, and then there's upsets. Someone's going to get upset tomorrow. You just don't know who it's going to be. There are a lot of teams in play. We'll see. It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, Washington again, a reminder, almost a 10-point underdog here, so no foregone conclusions on championship weekend, which got up to a bang, and it is tough to say goodbye to this conference. We left with one really powerful, everlasting memory from the Pac-12 among the so many memories over the last few decades watching this conference.
Been a lot of fun. Been a great year for this conference, and what a fitting championship game that goes down to the last few minutes.
One piece of the playoff puzzle is now set. Stand by for Saturday. Holly Rowe on the field, and everybody involved in bringing you the final Pac-12 Conference championship game. Another classic battle, another win for Washington. For Kirk and Holly, Chris Fowler saying good night from Vegas.